All right, I guess let's get started. I'm sure other people will join during this time, and hopefully more will join as we proceed. But let's get started, Kristen.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first ever Customer Connect webinar. I'm Kristen Haas, AirDeck's Marketing Director. Our goal is to have these on a quarterly basis so we can show you our latest product updates, give you some platform tips and tricks, and give you the opportunity to have all of your questions answered. Before we get started, I'll go over a couple housekeeping items. Feel free to use the chat feature throughout the entire webinar for any questions or feedback that you have. It's that first button on the right-hand side of your screen. At the end of the webinar, we'll have a live Q&A. To submit a question, pop your question into that Q&A button on the right-hand side. It's right below that chat button. If you see someone has actually entered a question that you also want answered, there's a little upvote button on there that you can feel free to click. To kick this off today, I'll hand it over to our CEO, Jack Fan.
Main stage. There we go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished customers, valued partners, I am truly thrilled to welcome everyone of you to the Customer Connect Unlock AirDeck's Full Potential webinar. I am Jack Fan, and it's my privilege to stand here before you today as the CEO of AirDeck, a company that really prides itself on delivering cutting-edge solution for all your document communication needs. Before we begin, let me take a moment to express my deepest gratitude. Our success at AirDeck would not have been possible without your unwavering support and invaluable feedback. You, our customers, have been the driving force behind every innovation, every improvement, and every step we've taken towards perfection. Today, we come together to celebrate not just the technology we've built, but the incredible community that has grown around it. Our objective with this webinar is to really connect with you at a deeper level and unlock the full potential of AirDeck. We want to ensure that each of you is equipped with the knowledge and skills needed to make the most out of our platform. So this isn't just about presenting better, it's about transforming the way you communicate, collaborate, and engage with your audience. So our expert team will be taking you through a journey here of discovery. We'll start by revisiting some of the core features of AirDeck and explore how they can elevate your presentations to new heights. Then we'll dive into some exciting advanced tips and tricks that will truly set your presentation apart. And we'll also unveil some fantastic updates, enhancements we've made in the platform based on your valuable feedback. And of course, no webinar is complete without a live QA session where you can directly interact with our team and have your questions answered. So before I hand over the stage to our brilliant speaker, Sarah, I want to reiterate how grateful we are for your trust in AirDeck. Our commitment goes beyond just this webinar. It extends into every aspect of our company. And we are dedicated to continuously improving your experience, bringing more innovation to the table, and making AirDeck the ultimate solution for all your document communication and presentation needs. So I encourage you to take the most of this webinar, take notes, ask questions in the chat, answer some of the questions in the poll, and share your experience with us. Together, let's make this webinar not just a learning opportunity, but an interactive, engaging experience for all. Your feedback during this session is vital as it guides us in our mission to create the best possible product for you. So in conclusion, thank you again for joining us today. Your presence here reaffirms our belief that we are on the right path, and we are excited to have you by our side as we move forward. So let's get started with the Customer Connect Unlock AirDeck's Full Potential webinar. Sit back, relax, and get ready to experience the power of AirDeck like never before. Let's together embark on this journey of empowerment, inspiration, outstanding presentation, and share success. So enjoy the webinar.
Thanks so much, Jack. Now I'll let our product owner, Sarah Johnson, take the reins. Sarah's going to demo our new video interface and walk you through a few tips and tricks on how to personalize at scale, keep your dashboard pretty and organized, as well as how to navigate the analytics dashboard and trim your audio. Sarah, take it away.
Before I jump into the features, I wanted to talk about how to get started with AirDeck. Clients that see the most success with the platform use it to transform redundant tasks and meetings into reusable asynchronous experiences. Some examples are employee or customer onboarding, quarterly business reviews, product release training, and more. Another way to think about it is to take stock of any documents that you often share with lengthy email explanations. Once you decide which items make the most sense to transform into an AirDeck, you're ready to get started. If you're not sure what your content should look like, content creation platforms like Google Slides and Canva have plenty of templates and examples that you can customize and upload into AirDeck. Now, let's take a look at what AirDeck can do. Let's get started with adding some content to our deck. Earlier this year, we updated the flow to make adding video overlays faster and easier, helping you personalize your decks at scale. When you add a video overlay to a deck, you can adjust settings like size, shape, and placement before or after you record. These settings can now also be saved as the default for all of your video overlays to help keep things consistent while you customize your deck. If you prefer to record audio on your slides, here's a quick tip. Once you have audio saved in the platform, you can trim it on both ends. Whether you recorded too much dead air or just didn't like the way you closed out your recording, don't worry. You can simply trim away the extra sound to get your audio perfect. The power of AirDeck really shines when reusing content while still personalizing at scale. Here's a presentation that I send out frequently. I'll make a fresh copy to edit, so I'll still have the original. Once in the studio for my new deck, I can easily swap out a couple of slides to make the presentation personalized, while still keeping all of the standard content. I can record new audio or video voiceovers where I need to, like the intro and conclusion, without having to record the rest of the presentation over again. You can do this in a matter of minutes. The ability to personalize at scale is a game changer, because it allows you to be in many places at once without the hassle of coordinating schedules. Having trouble keeping your library organized? Try making some tags. Using tags is a great way to keep similar content together. Tags are displayed at the bottom of each card in your library. You can view, add, or remove tags from this area. You can also filter your view to show content with specific tags. This helps you stay organized and aware of how your assets are categorized. The second way to keep your content organized is by using folders. After you've created a folder in the library, simply drag and drop your content inside. Folders make it easy to create a workspace that's both categorized and functional. You can also choose the cover image for each folder to make it easier to identify what's what. Speaking of organization, if you need help keeping track of what you should say on each slide, this tip is for you. The addition of presenter notes on your slides gives you the ability to write up scripts for recordings, highlight talking points, or leave notes for your team. You can even move the presenter notes to the top of your screen, so your eyes are level with your camera when recording a video. These notes are only available to you, so no need to worry about your viewers seeing them after you share your deck. One last tip we'd like to show you is how to navigate the analytics dashboard. Our goal with analytics is to help you see which decks are high-performing, so you can replicate their success. To further that goal, we've updated the analytics interface to allow for more detailed views. Check out the Recent Deck Views section to see your 3 most recently viewed decks. Clicking on a deck in this section will take you to that deck's analytics page, so you can get more information. Further down the screen, you can drill down and switch between information on your decks, forms, contacts, and a map view of your viewer engagement. We've also added a new measurement, average completion rate. This shows the average completion of your deck based on total view time, so you can understand which decks have the highest engagement at a quick glance. Hover over a deck and click on the blue View Analytics button to see complete analytics for that specific deck. This allows you to check out individual views for that deck and see slide-by-slide engagement more easily. Each viewer also has their own completion rate percentage, so you can check out which viewers are the most engaged with your content. Using these metrics is a great way to figure out which decks are the most reusable, so you can save time and effort when sharing your content.
Thanks so much, Sarah. That concludes our product demo portion. Now we'll jump into our live Q&A. As a reminder, to submit a question, pop your question into that Q&A button, which is that button right below the chat button on the right-hand side of your screen. If you want to raise your hand and ask your question live, there's a raised hand button at the bottom of your screen. Just feel free to click it and we'll get right to you.
Fantastic. So what you'll notice there during this presentation, hopefully was helpful to you. And we have time now for Q&A, but you'll notice we have a live component to this as well as we using AirDeck to actually deliver the materials to you. So another great use case for AirDeck is actually in webinars, making sure that you pre-record some of the content that you have. That way you can go off without any hitches in trying to reproduce some of these things. So fantastic job, our team, Kristen and Sarah, for putting this together. Now it's time for the customers. So I'm excited. I have looks like there's a couple people in here from the audience. I see Paul, Holly, John, Randall, Brian, Lawrence, Bill. It's fantastic. These are great customers that we have on our platform. So I'm happy to answer any questions you guys may have. Be here to talk about any of the roadmap or any questions that you may have about the product, its opportunities, or where it's going in the future. So feel free to pop more questions into the chat. We do have the polls as well, and it looks like there are, you guys haven't answered the poll. So if you get a chance, pop over to the poll. There's 2 polls in there. Give us a quick answer just so we can get some idea of what your needs are so we can help address them and make sure that the product is really there for you guys. Without further ado, any questions that have popped up yet, Kristen or Sarah?
Yeah, Jack, I think to kick off the live Q&A, we do have a couple questions that have been popping up recently. The first one is white labeling and CNAME integration on the product roadmap?
That's a great question. So I know that we have a lot of customers that come on and they want to be able to share these AirDeck's using their own domain or having the branded domain. We are working on CNAME options right now to allow you to have a yourcompany.airdeck.co domain so that you still have that personal domain that's specific to you. So that is in the works right now, as well as some customizations to branding, colors, and logos so that the experience really comes from you, our customers, who is leveraging the AirDeck platform to deliver these materials. So we are currently working on those. We're expecting that to be towards the end of this year. Any additional insights you want to add to that, Sarah?
Yeah, so as Jack said, this is being developed and we expect it to be near the end of the year, probably a Q4 release. We do have a design prototype for white labeling and custom branding, if you want me to share that, Jack. Or we can wait until the end.
It'd be great if you can share that real quick.
Okay, awesome. All right, just getting that pulled up here. All right, can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so we are working on a new player, as well as customization for the player and a new landing page option that we're developing as well. So on the left here, you can see we have different themes. The default is this dark theme down here, but you'll also be able to choose a light theme, as well as a custom theme. So you can go over here and select different colors for different aspects of the player. This is all a design prototype, of course, so it's not entirely functional, but so this is just an example of what it will look like. You can also reset the default in case you just want it back to the dark version. We also have this landing page version, which will be a new version in a new way to share your decks. So you can see here the deck is front and center, but your viewers will also be able to see the title, your name as the author. And further down, we'll have a new summary section where you can write a summary of your deck for viewers to see, as well as a comment section. We'll also be adding transcripts, as well as subtitles, so it'll be easier for your viewers to see everything that's going on. And some slides over here, so viewers can click through and see all of the slides at once.
Perfect. Thanks so much for sharing that, Sarah. Another question that we have pop up a lot is, are decks embeddable?
Yeah, that's a great question. Sarah, I'll let you take that question.
Yeah, so when you share a deck, you have the option to copy the deck's embed code, and you can embed that code anywhere that takes HTML, like your website or learning management system, anything like that. All you would need to do is click share on your deck and then the copy embed code button.
Okay, and then another one we've had pop up a lot is, can you have both audio and video on a slide?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's something that we're working on right now. where we're working on, we realized that originally we created this platform to allow you to record audio or record video, but we're also finding people using a platform now to record product demonstrations and want to be able to add different audio on top of that from different languages, narration, and so on and so forth. So we are working on a way right now. I know some of those questions have come up recently to allow you to add a different audio on top of a video that's been recorded. So that is in the works for those of you who have asked for that. And we're excited to launch that probably, I believe, in Q4 of this year as well.
Amazing. And Jack, do you want to share a little bit more about the product roadmap for the rest of this year and into 2024?
Yeah, absolutely. So, our product, really started as a tool that could help deliver presentations with audio narration. And we're finding out that, a lot of these, and since November of last year when ChatGPT launched, a lot of AI conversations are now popping up. And we realized that we need to work on different AI integrations that could possibly help enhance some of our product offering. And we do have a poll question over here of, what features would you like to see in AirDeck from an AI perspective, right? Whether it be script generation, AI video avatars, or text to speech, and so on and so forth. So we're working on some of these advancements right now. I think one of the first things we'll be working on is actually script generation. I see one vote there for that. And that's really to help you, type out what you really want to say. You can use ChatGPT now to go say, write me a script for this slide that I want to talk about and share during this webinar, for example. And you can generate that script. We're going to integrate that into our platform that will allow you to generate these scripts. We have a lot of customers who are asking about, I don't like the sound of my voice. Are there other, variations or text to speech options? We'll be looking into that as well. And there are some solutions that we're testing out right now that we hope to have available by the end of the year. And then a lot more in advancements in AI that I think we'll try to leverage, but we're open to your feedback. So if you have any ideas around AI that you think might be useful, I think that's some of the things. Those are some of the things that we'd love to hear from you. How could we make this experience better for you within AirDeck? We have a lot of different advancements coming up. We have some editing features on video. You may have noticed if you use our video feature quite a bit that it's improved quite a bit over the last couple months. And we've done a lot of work into improving how you record and modify the video overlays, for example. So those are some great things that we're working on, and a lot more that I may not be thinking about right now off the top of my head, but feel free to chime in on some of these other things that we have on the roadmap, Sarah.
Thank you, Jack. We did have a question come in from Holly. Sarah, this might be a great one for you. She said she submitted a request regarding the pointer option. She really loves that option, but the hotkey command to stop the pointer stops the whole recording. So it shows the pointer coming off the screen versus being able to stop the pointer and keep talking. Is that something you can kind of speak to right now, Sarah?
Yeah, so I think right now, the way we have it is the pointer needs to be on once you start the audio recording. And then if you use the hotkey, I believe it should function as a toggle. So instead of stopping the whole recording, it should just toggle the pointer off so you can keep talking and then potentially toggle it back on. That's how I would like it anyway. And if it's not working like that, I can definitely look into that.
Thank you so much, Holly. We'll definitely follow up with you after this.
Yeah, sounds like it doesn't currently do that for Holly, but we can definitely make sure that we jump on a call with her and see where those issues are coming up from.
Of course.
Yeah. Any other questions, Kristen, that have come up recently that we want to kind of address?
It looks like we don't have any currently. Those were the main ones that were popping up lately.
Okay. And feel free to reach out to us if you want to schedule some one-on-one time with us to make sure that you are getting the best experience out of AirDeck. Let us know. Or we're a small team. We understand that as a company, the personal touch is going to always be important, right? And we have created a lot of AirDeck's and materials to help you onboard and use the product, but it doesn't necessarily replace that human interaction. So where it's useful is where we can send out the repetitive things, but there are times when you just need to jump on a call and show us. So feel free to reach out to us. We're continuing to expand our team, and we'll hopefully be able to address a lot of your questions and concerns with the product. My one, before we kind of wrap up here as well, I think I haven't had a chance to really reach out and talk to every single customer. I'd love to do that. It's still something that I know that is very enjoyable for me. And I know Kristen has been reaching out to a lot of our customers to just get your feedback. But know that we are here. We're here to answer any of those questions and really work towards making this product better for you. My goal, I took over recently as CEO of AirDeck in April. And really the goal here is I want to improve the product for our users, right? It's so much that our product can do, but how is it working for you? And I need to do a better job of making sure we can listen to our customers and make that product better. So feel free to reach out. You reach out to our email. You can even email me directly, jack.fan@airdeck.com. It's my first name last name at airdeck.co. I'm sorry, not .com, .co. And you have full access. So feel free to reach out to me at any point in time if you have any questions as well. So
we did have a couple more questions come in. This one is from Rob. He wants to email on AirDeck directly from the platform to multiple people so that he can use the tracking feature. Are you addressing the ability to add an attachment to the email?
Yes, so that is a wonderful question. We are currently working on converting the AirDeck or adding additional attachments to the emails that are being sent out. So that is something that we have on our product roadmap as well. For now, we don't have that available, but when it comes to being able to convert the AirDeck that you have into a flattened PDF, that's something that we're working on right now as well. But the features that you're mentioning there about being able to send out, bulk email while creating individual links is something that's very valuable to a lot of our customers. So that ability right now, if I'm not mistaken, Sarah, from as far as the attachment goes, it's not currently available. Is that correct?
Correct. You can, however, do a custom email share inside the platform, and that lets you upload a list of email addresses that you want to send out your deck to, and it will send it as a link. Each user will get a specific link. So whenever they click it, the analytics will be attached to their email address so you can see exactly who's opening. It won't come in as an attachment on the email. The email will include the Deck's share link.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And Rob, I hope that answered your question. Let us know if you have any other follow-ups. We do have another question from Michael. Sarah, you did touch on this before, but is there an estimate about the white label for AirDeck in the future? I think he's just looking for a timeline about that.
Yep, we're estimating Q4 of this year.
Excellent, thank you. And then another one came in. Is it possible to run a slide or slides within a slide?
Is it possible to run a slide or slides within a slide?
Like play a slide on top of another slide? Is that what you're asking, John? I don't think that's possible at the moment, although we do have internal slide linking. So you could kind of make a table of contents, for example, and have a link on your slide that will link to another slide within that deck.
Yeah. I see Lawrence also put in the chat any tips and tricks on using hyperlinks. So Sarah, if you have your AirDeck pulled up, do you want to show real quickly just the linking tool and
Sure.
showing how you can link to different slides as well as external links?
Sure, let me just get a deck pulled up here.
Hopefully we'll kill two birds with one stone. Answer Lawrence as well as answer John here as well. So great question, everyone. I love the interaction here. Feel free to keep going. I can talk about this product forever and then listen to your questions.
All right. Can you guys see my screen okay?
Yes.
Excellent. I can't tell since it's in a different tab. Okay, so with the linking tool, once you're in the studio, you can just click link right up here, and then you'll click and drag to create your hotspot. So we do have a few different options available. You can use an external URL. So if you wanted to link somebody to your website, you could do that. You can also do an email address or a phone number. The email address will launch the viewers just whatever email program they have on their computer. So you can do a direct mail to, and it will start an email to whatever email address you post in there. Phone number as well, you can do a click to call. And then internal slide linking. So if you wanted to have a table of contents, like on this slide, for example, I could click to drag on timeline, set this to slide, and then set it to link over to slide 5, for example. Then whoever is watching this presentation, if they click on timeline, it will send them directly to that slide.
That's great. Hopefully that answers your question, Lawrence, as well as maybe some tips and tricks there with linking. We find that the linking tool is great for call to actions for follow-up calls. Click here to send a message or schedule a meeting. Like we see a lot of book a meeting, schedule a call type of links as well, linking them out to a call to action to sign up for your website or your product or whatnot. So those are some other tips and ways that people are using it. From a training perspective, we, like Sarah showed earlier, it's great use for clicking on a table of contents or directing people to the next slide for maybe a follow your own adventure type of scenario of going on to the next piece of content. So great question, Lawrence. I think hopefully that helps, and then with some ideas and tips there. So.
Yep, and just to chime in, it's also perfect for contact cards. So you can see on my screen here, I have a contact card for Dorothy Lane. So all of these items here, I could hyperlink. So the viewer could email me directly or go to my website directly, all from one card.
While you're here, Sarah, one thing that I do see some questions from customers asking is we do have a grid view. So if you're in this studio view, which really gives you the ability to manage the content as far as recording and adding links and video and whatnot, you also have the ability to go to grid view, which really allows you to manipulate the slides. You can move things around, you can copy multiple slides, you can do different things in here. So that's another thing that I don't know most people realize is there, but it is something I use quite a bit when I'm reusing a lot of my decks. I send a lot of investor presentations as well to different investors, and a lot of what I need to do is take certain slides, move it around, or delete or add new slides. So this is a great way to kind of do that in a user interface that's a little more helpful if that is the case for you. So
yep, to get grid view, it's right up here at the top left. It defaults to studio view, so you can just click grid view right here to get to that view.
Fantastic. Keep the questions coming. I'm going to check the poll and see if anyone else has answered the poll. It looks like, all right, so some of you guys are using it for training. Some of you guys are using it for pitch decks. Very good. And still on the AI side, I mean, what features would you be looking for on AI? I mean, there's so many different tools and uses out there. Or have you guys been using, just answer in the chat if you can, how many of you have actually been using generative AI like ChatGPT, GPT-4 in your daily work? I know that here at AirDeck, we've been leveraging that technology and trying to use it in our own methodology, when we're coming up with marketing ideas or coming up with email sequences or strategy planning for us, really been leveraging a lot of the AI tools. I'm just curious if anyone out there has been using GPT or any of these other AI tools to help you in your business and what you're doing. Feel free to type it in the chat there. Not all at once though, Fantastic. Can you share a computer screen within a deck? Yes, we can.
Yes, you can.
You want to show that real quickly, Sarah? Without breaking things, hopefully. Oh.
Am I still screen sharing? We're all good?
You are.
Yep. Okay, excellent. So to do that, you can click video and then click record screen right here. And then you can record just your screen, or you can record video and screen at the same time. So it'll have your webcam, I believe, in the top right of the screen while you record your screen. I can't do that right now since the webinar is using my camera.
Yeah. So, Lawrence, if you were wanting to demonstrate something on your screen and record it and turn it into an AirDeck, you absolutely can do that. Like Sarah showed you there, right in the video screen share with your video from your webcam, or just the screen share by itself, are both possible. So let us know if you have any questions there and reach out to support. We're more than happy to walk you through that process as well. Glad to see that Michael says AI 100%. Yes, so we gotta, we're gonna make this much more even integrated with some AI tools. I'm excited to some of the things that will be coming up here by the end of the year. So stay tuned for that, and you'll be able to start leveraging some of those technologies as well. So, any other questions for us? I mean, really, as a company, maybe where we're going as a company, or anything related to the product, or anything about me, Sarah, or Kristen, feel free to type them in the chat there, or the Q&A, and we'd love to provide responses to you as well. I think really, my background, just to give you some guidance, is I've built a lot of different startups, and they're not the same. None of them are the same, but they're really great ways that have allowed us to innovate. One of the things I love saying is find new ways of doing old things. So, if you're stuck in a rut of doing the same thing over and over again, what are some new ways you can do that? And I think AirDeck provides a lot of those solutions. So I'm excited to see how you can find new ways of doing things within AirDeck as well. And feel free to share that with us as well. So. Great point, Holly. I think Holly just noted in there, when you do share screen and you want to be able to share the audio or basically record that, make sure you check that check mark. That's a great tip. That's a pro user right there, Holly. You're a pro user. Is there a badge we can add to her as a pro user? I think that's something that would be cool.
Yeah, I can try to show that really quick. I'm just not sure if the pop-up will be recorded.
Yeah, go ahead and give it a shot, Sarah.
Okay, so when you click record screen and then click record screen again, it'll give you a little pop-up of all of your tabs or your window. At the bottom, underneath the tabs, there's a little share tab audio, and you want to make sure that's unchecked so that it will record your microphone's audio instead of the tab.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think it's sharing that pop-up, Sarah, as you're sharing now. So
yeah, it'll pop up from your browser, whatever browser you're using. I'm using Chrome, so it just has a little Chrome pop-up with all my tabs.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, we ended up having a nice turnout for this, and I'm sure the rest of the folks who sign up for this will receive the recap of this, and we'll also have this available on our website upcoming as well, just to recap some of the webinars and the questions that are here as well. So it looks like there's another question.
Before we close out, we do have one more question.
Yeah.
What are some of the innovative ways that AirDeck users are using the platform?
That's a great question. Obviously, in the poll question, I can see a lot of you are using it for training and onboarding and pitch decks. One of the ways that people are using it, I've seen people use it for resumes, right? It's a great way to upload your resume. If you're recruiting people, telling people, go sign up for AirDeck and upload your resume and narrate your resume. Walk me through your resume, or give me a brief video, talking about why you're a good fit for this job. So in recruiting, we find companies, I've used it myself for hiring people here at AirDeck as well, to have them, upload their resume and walk me through their resume. So that's an interesting use case that's used there. I've seen it used for people walking through complex designs, right, in marketing, where companies have used it to come up with different designs and options, and they'll walk through those designs and options with their client. But rather than going on into a meeting to do that, they will walk it through, and then record that and send that to their customer ahead of time. And when they do get on the meeting, they've had a chance to digest the information and go over the designs and what they like and what they don't like. What other ideas, what other things have been used, Sarah or Kristen, that you guys have seen?
Holly actually just commented for product onboarding.
Yeah, so product onboarding is perfect. Like in this example, this is an onboarding for a marketing management platform, completely fake. But what you can do is you can have a base presentation just like this that goes through all of the onboarding steps. And then you can just replace the first slide to make it personalized. So you could say, welcome to Cloud Owl John, for example, and then put a video here speaking directly to John. But the rest of the content can stay the same. So you don't have to worry about re-recording the entire presentation. It's a great time saver and a great way to keep your messaging consistent as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm constantly looking for new ways that people are using it. Again, sharing designs, walking through onboarding. We have mobile app customers who are walking through how their app works, right, and recording multilingual, onboardings for the same walkthrough designs, right. We've had people use it. We actually had a flying car company use it to send out their pitch deck. I think that's that company, for what they're called, the one that is just got their FAA license, actually use AirDeck to send out some of the complex data that was revolving around what the car technology for flying cars was. So that's pretty cool. We see those come through from time to time. But really, I mean, insurance agents use it a lot to send out their policies and reminders and updates to policies. We see real estate agents sending out, homes and documents that need to be reviewed as well, and highlight certain key points and certain materials. So really a lot of different use cases that we're seeing it being used for. So that's a great question. And really, I think I'd love to hear what other ideas you guys may have seen that have come up, and product onboarding, like Holly said, training, onboarding, teaching. Yeah, people don't read, so they love to watch, right? And I'm the same way. A lot of people, you retain information 22 times more effectively by listening to it than just reading it on your own, right? And everyone has different ways of learning. So I think, by communicating this way, you have more ability to get it from the horse's mouth, right? And leave nothing to interpretation, as we also say around here. So it's just fantastic. Great question, though.
Holly just asked, are we able to add different languages in the audio overlay?
Not at the moment, although that is in our backlog. That would be great. So you could record your audio in English, for example, and then have a kind of toggle. So your viewers could switch to like Spanish or French or something like that. We would love to implement something like that. And it is on our roadmap. We just don't have a timeline for it at the moment.
Great question, though. All right. Well, we did pretty good on time. Hopefully we didn't take up too much of your time in the day. Hopefully this was useful. And I really enjoyed having these conversations with everyone, and I hopefully we'll be able to do this on a more regular basis and get more customers to join us. You guys are experiencing AirDeck in new and fantastic and amazing ways that you can share that with us, because for us, it's about you, right? It's really about how you're using the product and what can we do better to make it more useful to you. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us on this webinar. We'll have this again recorded and sent out to everyone, so you have a copy of this. Feel free to reach us as well, support@airdeck.co or sos@airdeck.co. Also, feel free to email any of us directly. It's just our first name, last name. I just gave the secret out, so everyone, you can email us directly. But yeah, happy to join us. And on behalf of Kristen and Sarah, thank you, everyone, for being on here. And hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week and the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.